Wakenya tusijiangushe, because as much as tunashinda tukisema mass registration, kila mtu register nini, if we do not front our own people to vie for those political seats, and by our people I mean the young people of this country, wenye tuna move in the same direction. Siongi kuhusu mtu wetu ile ya ujinga ya ukabila, mtu wetu mwenye we are on the same mission, moving on the same direction. As long as we don't have such people vying for those electoral seats, nani tutapigia kura? Hata tukikuwa na hizo voters card, nani tutapigia kura? So amongst us lazima kutoke watu watavai, and then we will take care of the campaigns. We'll know how to push for our people to get those positions, because kama hatuna, itabidi tupige tu hawa watu wameishi huko, the old guard, wenye hawana innovations, hawana new ideas. Kazi ni kukula tu, kujiongezea mali na kutafutia watoto wao generational wealth. Otherwise, as we go vote, all the young people wenye wako eligible to vie, na they are qualified, and you know uko na roho ya service, please put your names in those hats. Jitokelezeni tuanze kurali behind you as early as now. Na sasa tuchukue kura.
We are looking at a situation whereby the wave of one term across the continent is here with us. Look at what is actually happening in Malawi with the recent elections. What do you make of that particular event over there?
You know, it means that the African people are now being more engaged, and they're demanding more from their elected leaders. Because it cannot be that you are exercising a donated power, and once you get into office, you're just enjoying yourself, and you're not addressing the issues that matter to the people. And for example, in the story of Malawi, the person who was removed previously when this Chakwera came in was a one-termer. He had failed to deliver on his promise. Then Pastor comes in also, it seems, and there was a lot of hope, high hope in Pastor from the people of Malawi. And it seems he has not lived up to the promise. And now they have gone back to the person who they had removed, who seems to be so far from the exit polls to be commanding a comfortable lead in those elections. So it's a wake-up call, and the beauty about it is that the people are now holding their leaders to account at a level that they had not done before. Previously, it was actually almost a foregone conclusion that in Africa an incumbent cannot lose an election. Now it is becoming the norm. It's an accepted practice that incumbents, when they don't deliver on the mandate, they will lose elections. Saw it in Botswana, seeing it in Malawi. You saw the ruling party losing in Ghana. Saw the ruling party losing in Senegal. So it's the norm that if you don't deliver, out. And it's about the people.
Kenyans, we have shaken the internet once again, but this time around in very good light. High five. Kila mtu akule tu yake tano. We deserve it. Now, in the spirit of wanting to make this country a better place, can you imagine if we slashed our politicians' salaries zote? Alafu all the benefits they usually get, house allowances of millions, car allowances in millions. Unasikia mtu akona kadi expressway ya 500,000 Kenya shillings, wasting our money for no reason. We strip them off of all those benefits and put that money back into the country. Ni nini hatuwezi fanya in this country? All those politicians kwa county wakatwa hizo mamshara na allowances, alafu hiyo pesa yote inachukuliwa, it's put back into their counties. Do you know what we can do? We would not have to be taking our produces out there to be processed. Juzi tuliona macadamia zetu zimetoka huku in raw form, zimeenda kukua processed China, alafu zitarudi huku tuziwe top dollar. Why don't we process them here? Kule kuna macadamia mbona hakuna processing plant? Kule samaki zinatoka mbona hakuna? Kule tea inatoka mbona hakuna? Kule coffee inatoka mbona hakuna? Kule avocados inatoka. Our avocados are also exported in raw form. Zinaenda huko nje, wana process, wanakuja kutuzia avocado oils alafu tunabaya top dollar. Why can't it be done here? Strip these people of all the money they waste and build industries here. Hii country inaweza kuwa the envy of everybody.
Why are the young people feeling like they need to take over the reins of leadership? what is it that those who came before us have done that we feel they have let us down? And what is it that those who came before us have done that we feel have contributed to the growth of our country? I stand here to appreciate, first of all, the efforts made by our fathers and mothers who came before us, who put their lives on the line, risked their lives. Some of them did not even enjoy honeymoon with their wives because of the agenda they were fighting for. At that time, enlarging the democratic space of our country, because Kenya was a single party state. And today we stand here and we look back and we say, do we really need to continue with that trajectory or take a little bit a different path? I was asking Alionya today as we were coming that what is the problem that Kenyans are talking about every day? When a parent complains about his inability to pay school fees, what is the reason? When you struggle to even afford basic medical care, what is the reason? When you have to choose between paying bus fare to go to work or buy your child something to eat, what is really the issue? It's not about who are you against or who are you for. What are the issues that affect the Kenyan people? And which kind of country would you like your children and your grandchildren to inherit from you? That's why I talk about economic liberty, which is the ultimate liberty. That it's about the power in your pocket that speaks at the end of the day. I am sure there are people who like to be here today, but they are not here because they couldn't even afford bus fare. And they will wait for these videos. It's about the economy in your pocket. And they were asking questions. Why is it that we are struggling to even maintain our day-to-day lives, affording the basic things that help us live our lives on a daily basis? I look at the government policies, and one of the reasons why I am categorized as one of the very fierce critics of the current regime is that there are things we are doing as a government that are negatively affecting the lives of the people. I keep talking about the issue of debt, like Jagero has mentioned. How does debt affect our lives? It might seem like a very big topic that doesn't concern you, but it affects you even if you are in that slum called Nyalenda and the other one lives in Ketisuru in Nairobi. And this is how it affects you. In this year alone, we have a budget of 4.3 trillion in this financial year. Our estimated domestic revenue streams are at 2.5, 2.8 if we have to be very generous. That's the money that we are going to raise with our own taxes, VAT, customs duty, and all that. We are going to raise like 2.8 trillion. The public debt in this financial year is going to consume 2 trillion, almost half of our budget. In our internal revenue streams, we are only going to remain with 800 billion. Government operations per year cost around 600 billion. Salaries for government cost around 400 billion. Only those two, we already have a deficit of 200 billion. We have not talked about counties that consume almost 415 billion. Where are we going to raise the money to finance our budget? the government will resolve to use two things: tax you more and borrow more, because we will have to finance a deficit of more than 1 trillion shillings. As I speak to you, the government has a public debt of almost 12. At the end of this financial year, it will be 13. It means that as we continue, the pain will only increase, because the government will only opt to use those two ways to raise money, which is taxing you. When a government decides to tax you, they are going to raid your pay slip if you are employed. They are going to raise levies. Petrol will go high. When petrol goes high, it affects you because owners of matatus will have to fill that deficit, what increase fare, and all this, everything goes up. So we're asking ourselves, even as we make noise about the current regime, what is it that the next government that is coming that must do? That favorite candidate that you have in your head for presidency, what is he coming to do different? In my party, and the party of Safina, my presidential candidate is talking about 5 things that are coming to make life a little bit easier. Very revolutionary moves. Issue number 1, we call it the fist agenda. The fist has 5 fingers. Finger number 1, as I finish, because I only have 10 minutes, is not paying the odious debt. And people are asking, like, we took this debt, how can we fail to pay? In our Constitution, chapter 12, for those of you who love reading, is about public finance. And according to our Constitution, a government should only borrow for development. And the borrowing of government must be approved by Parliament. And the borrowed money must come in through the consolidated fund. So any amount of money that was not pegged on a development agenda, was not approved by Parliament, did not come through the consolidated fund, it's an illegal debt, we are not going to pay. That's issue number 1. Issue number 2, zero domestic borrowing by government. When a government borrows locally, they are coming for money in the open market. How do they access the money in the open market? The money in the open market is found in banks, pension funds, and insurance companies. When a government borrows locally at an interest rate of 16.39%, how much will that bank be willing to lend to a private individual like you? It will be almost 20%, which makes it very exorbitant for you to do what? To access a loan. Banks made profit by lending the money they have. They do a business of selling money. So when they have a big customer called the government, they will be unwilling to lend to you because the risk of lending to you is higher than lending to government. It's almost 100% sure that the government will repay the loan. As we speak right now, we have almost 600 billion non-performing loans, which means Kenyans have defaulted. When we stop government from borrowing locally, the banks will be stranded with money. They need to make profit for their shareholders, which means they need to lend it to someone. That someone is you and me. We will begin witnessing events like banks pitching tents in front of churches, in marketplaces, wakikwambia tafadhali kuja uchukue hii loan, like it used to happen when Kibaki was president. Ungeona tent ya Equity Bank almost everywhere.
Hi Kenyans, mi sina maneno mengi. All I want to say is Ruto must go, like yesterday. Bye.
Ati black chocolate ni fine melanin bana kutoka nikapate. Kanapenda kenye mi wanapenda, so kanapenda toto chupa na haga nono. Madam
kam na kudai. Umedunga mini na unapenda mangwai. Una dance fit, unawacha nikismile. Ama niko high, jua lies nice.
Kono moja mbele, ngine yende rembe. Pile up, yoni.
Enyewe, Ruto must go. Enyewe, Ruto must go. By the way, Ruto must go. Enyewe, Ruto must go. Wash your fire, Ruto must go. Enyewe, Ruto must go. By the way, Ruto must go.